right. How's it going? Let me know if you can hear me. And I'll just, and if you can see me. Yes, I fortunately cut myself with a knife. All right, so volume's good. All right, I'm just gonna tag everyone in the break, and then we can get started. I know it's late for some people, especially not on the West Coast. So, yes, Colin, we already done. We did break 1 and 2 already. You were watching in one of them, I remember. You were watching in the first one probably, and then we broke the second one too. This is break number 3. Yeah, you're watching as you were commenting on it, so I know you're in a lot of breaks for Vegas. Unfortunately, you didn't get in on this one. All right, let me just quickly tag everyone, and then we'll just get right into it. As you all know, this is going to be a long break. But who knows? Well, hopefully we'll see some fire in this. We saw some fire last time with the Seneca acetate, so hopefully we can do that again. Hit something really nice. I also put up the link for YouTube, which is working now. It wasn't working for when I was doing the wrestling break earlier, so. All right, almost done here, guys. All right, I think that's everyone that's in the break. All right. Just gonna set up my phone. You turn off this music too. It's a bit more ominous, this music, than last time. All right, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so the team list is pinned. So for those of you that don't know your teams, we can definitely go through it here. All right. So this is 25-26 Extended Series PYT case number 3. Same thing as we did with case number 2. We did split it up into a 6-box break, but then everyone got ×2, so it ends up being the entire case. So we got Anaheim and Dallas going to Gordon. Corey's got the Boston Bruins. Ashley's got the Buffalo Sabres. Gordon's got the Calgary Flames. The Carolina Hurricanes belong to Jason Heflin. Greg's got the Chicago Blackhawks. Human's got the Colorado Avalanche. Ashley's got the Columbus Blue Jackets. Dylan's got the Detroit Red Wings. Joe's got the Edmonton Oilers. Koltov's got the Florida Panthers. The Minnesota Wild belong to Normand. James Paul's got the Canadiens and the Kings combo. Dylan with the Nashville Predators. Corey with the New Jersey Devils. Steve with the New York Islanders. Gordon's got the New York Rangers. Derek's got the Ottawa Senators. Jason Heflin with the Philadelphia Flyers. Lee's got the Pittsburgh Penguins. Jatinder's got the San Jose Sharks. Won them in the final mini. Gordon's got the Seattle Kraken. The Blues belong to Lee. Tampa Bay belongs to Corey. Dennis Ho's got the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Utah Mammoth. Bryce has got the Vancouver Canucks. Ryland got the Vegas Golden Knights, got him in the final mini. Gordon with the Washington Capitals, and Jason Heflin with the Winnipeg Jets. All right, so there is your team list right there. I'm sure people will be joining in as they come in, so we're just going to get right into it, guys. This is our third extended case right here. It is sealed, as I can try to show you there. Sealed on the top, sealed on the bottom, all sealed up. All right. So we're going to open this up, and then we can get started on the break. This will probably most likely be our last case break for this. It has all gone up in value. This was the last case I can get at the second markup. So unfortunately, this is it for extended. So hopefully we can end this off with a bang. All right. Okay, here come the waterfall. Okay, there we go. Not bad. Hey, we did it. All right. Empty box. Perfect. Okay. So just to show everyone here, there we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's a little thicker. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Looks like it's a little thicker. I don't know. Maybe the pack is just up. But anyways, we're going to, just because I don't have a second camera, I'm just going to mark them down. Doesn't really mean anything. It's just going to show that we're using the same boxes. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, there we go. All right, gonna move these over to the side except for box number 1. Just gonna bring my stands up here as well. There we go. All right, there we go. All right, set up the stands and then we can get started. Open sesame. All right, just gonna adjust my camera. Just there we go. Okay. Hey, that's good. All right. Oh, I'm hoping it's a sick case. I am hoping, that's for sure. Hopefully, last case we used three one touches. So hopefully we can use more. Let's see if I can. Sorry, guys. 1 second here. Just going to see if I can back this up a little bit more. Okay, give me a little more room and make it more straight. All right, here we go. Box number 1. Thanks for waiting. Here we go. Box number 1. Good luck to everyone. You missed the second one? Yeah. That second one was, well, I mean, for Anaheim, that second one was absolutely nutty. Absolutely nutty. Empty box. All right. So I'm going to stack them again. Just find it easier to stack them and just go through it. I will definitely go through it a little bit slower. Last time we missed a couple of young guns there, so we'll all go through it. There should be 3 hits per pack. I know some of the hits do look like base, the outdoor variation and the playoff variation, which still boggles my mind, the playoff variation one, but all right. So after this, looks like our next hockey release looks like it's going to be SPA coming out on the 24th. So that's going to be right after Extended. We go to SPA. Thank goodness they give us a bit of a break, a 2-week break. So yeah, SPA comes out on the 24th. Most likely I'll have a master case. So if you guys want to get in on that, I'm not sure if I can get 2. But we'll definitely have a master case of SPA. All right. But first off, we got Extended. So, all right. So we got Adam Fantilli for the Columbus Blue Jackets to start us off. We got Matthew Schaefer going to the New York Islanders, pros and prospects. Silver outburst of Dmitry Orlov for the San Jose Sharks. If we hit any insert for the 4 nations, that will go to their current team. Macklin Celebrini for the San Jose Sharks. We have a young gun for the St. Louis Blues of Hunter Skinner, and a Sidney Crosby for the Pittsburgh Penguins. All right, Ryan Leonard for the Washington Capitals. Berkeley Catton for the Seattle Kraken. And also for the Seattle Kraken, Berkeley Catton, Hollow FX. Brady Tkachuk for the Ottawa Senators. Florian Xhekaj, Young Guns for the Montreal Canadiens. And a canvas of Tim Stützle for the Ottawa Senators. All right, we got all-world team going to New Jersey, Jack Hughes. Ivan Demidov for the Montreal Canadiens, UD3, and a Blue Dazzlers of Zach Hyman for Edmonton. Michael Misa for the San Jose Sharks. First round draft, Easton Cowan for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and Artem Lashunov for the Chicago Blackhawks. Rookie reflections. Power play rookies of Yanni Neiman for the Seattle Kraken. We got Patrick Kane, pros and prospects for Detroit. And what is this? Playoff? Yeah, playoff photo variation. Gabriel Landeskog for the Colorado Avalanche. Vyacheslav Butiets, Young Guns for the Anaheim Ducks. Another Matthew Schaefer insert. 2-in-1 box. Rookie reflections for the Islanders. Duncan Keith. Whether you consider that a legend? No, retired canvas for the Chicago Blackhawks. Nick Suzuki for Montreal. Cale Makar for the Colorado Avalanche. Macklin Celebrini, speckled for the San Jose Sharks. Understood the assignment. Tom Wielander for the Vancouver Canucks. Ben Kindle for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And Mikhail Sergachev for Utah. Bryce with the Vancouver Canucks. All right, let's go through this last stack here. Rasmus Dahlin for the Buffalo Sabres. We got Victor Hedman for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And now 1999 Berkeley Catton, rookie update out of 1999. Shane Wright for the Seattle Kraken. Young Guns for Florida, Jack Devine. And Jason Robertson for the Dallas Stars. All right. There we go. That was box number 1. We will move on to box number 2. Just going to sleeve and top load these. 1 second. All right. A pretty pedestrian box 1. Hopefully we'll do better in the upcoming 11 boxes. All right, moving on to box number 2. Just going to bring my camera just up a tad. There we go. Just so we can see the cards, even though it is blurry. Just let me know if you need to know what you see on the stands. All right, here we go. Box number 2. Empty box. All right, 2 more packs, and then we can you can see what we have in box number 2. All right. All right, here we go. Box number 2. Good luck. All right, we got Anze Kopitar for the LA Kings, Brock Besser for the Vancouver Canucks, and for the Columbus Blue Jackets, Jake Christensen, Silver Outburst. Dylan Larkin for the Detroit Red Wings, Ryan Leonard, first round draft for Washington, Austin Matthews for the Leafs. Nate Danielson for Detroit. Gabe Perreault for the New York Rangers. Oh, wow. And a retired canvas black and white for Pittsburgh. Rick Kehoe going to the Pittsburgh Penguins, going to Lee. Tyler Seguin for the Dallas Stars. Young Guns for the Leafs. Artur Akimov, I guess, for the Leafs. And a Braden McNabb for Vegas. Connor Hellebuck for the Winnipeg Jets. Ryan Leonard for the Washington Capitals. Dazzlers of Josh Norris for Buffalo. I think the hits are right here on top. We got a Matthew Schaefer for the New York Islanders. Young Guns for Columbus of Luca Pinelli. And a Braden Coots for the Vancouver Canucks. Easton Cowan for Toronto. Noah Ostlund, Pros and Prospects for Buffalo. And we have a red update out of 199. 15 out of 199. Colton Dach. Colton Dach going to Greg in the Chicago Blackhawks. Young Guns for San Jose. Igor Chernchov. Michael Misa for the San Jose Sharks. And a William Nylander for Team Sweden. That is going to Toronto. Rasmus Dahlin for the Buffalo Sabres. Tim Stützle for the Ottawa Senators. A speckled power play rookies. Artem Lashunov for Chicago. Michael Misa for the San Jose Sharks, first round draft. Alex Sandin Pellikka for the Red Wings. JT Miller for the Rangers. Mikko Rantanen for the Dallas Stars. Brady Martin for the Nashville Predators. And out of 1999, Zeev Buium for the Minnesota Wild. All right, last stack here. All right, Patrick Laine for the Montreal Canadiens. Tristan Brose for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Young Guns. And a Adam Larson canvas for the Seattle Kraken. All right, that was box number 2. Moving on to box number 3. All right, we'll sleeve and top load these and then move on to box number 3. Colton Dach. This one again is number 15 out of 199. All right, moving on to box number 3. All right, empty box. Pretty quiet on the chat. I know it's a Wednesday night. I just have this on the background, hoping to see something big. All right, last 2 packs. right, there we go. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got for box number 3. Still looking for something big. Hopefully it'll come in this one. Don't like waiting too long for any of the big boys to show up. Matthew Barzal for the New York Islanders. Shane LaChance, Young Guns for New Jersey. Ben Kindle for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Tim Stützle for the Ottawa Senators. Matthew Wood for the Nashville Predators. And a Gabe Perreault Hollow FX for the New York Rangers. Frank Nazar for Chicago. Alexandre Kazimaki, Young Guns for the St. Louis Blues. And also for the Blues, Pavel Buchnevich. Philip Forsberg for Nashville. Noah Dobson for Montreal. Kent Johnson, Blue Dazzlers for Columbus. Zane Parekh for Calgary. Nick Lardis, Young Guns for Chicago. Ozzy Weisblatt for the Nashville Predators. Troy Terry for the Anaheim Ducks. Cole Caulfield for the Montreal Canadiens. Oh, nice. We got a Silver Outburst for Team Canada, Seth Jarvis. That is going to go to Carolina, Jason Heflin with the Carolina Hurricanes. Sam Renzel for Chicago. Connor Hellebuck for the Winnipeg Jets. And a pink Dazzlers for Columbus, Kent Johnson. Young Guns, Yaroslav Kelmar for the New York Rangers. Sam Renzel for Chicago. Devon Taves for Colorado, Canvas. Braden Schneider for the New York Rangers. Dalibor Dvorsky for the St. Louis Blues. A speckled understudy assignment, Travis Konechny for Philly. Young Guns for the Seattle Kraken, Berkeley Catton going to Gordon and the Seattle Kraken. Alexander Nikishin for Carolina, and a Young Gun canvas of Emmett Finney for the Detroit Red Wings. Dylan Callow with the Detroit Red Wings. All right, last stack. Nathan McKinnon for the Colorado Avalanche. Troy Terry for the Anaheim Ducks. And a deluxe out of 250 for Jonathan Drouin. 99 out of 250 for the New York Islanders. Going to Steve. Not the Islanders we're looking for. William Karlsson for the Vegas Golden Knights. There, Matthew Schaefer, round 1, first round draft for the New York Islanders. And a Austin Matthews for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, that was box number 3. Sleeve and top load these, then we'll move on to box number 4. right. Okay, just gonna move some of these around. All right, there we go. Box number 4 coming right up. Last I saw, hey Joe, last I saw, like the Spurs were up by like 30 or something. What's the final score? Did the Knicks actually make the comeback? The Knicks look down and out after in the second quarter. What was the final? Or is it still going? All right, box number 4. Come on, Joe, don't leave me hanging. Okay, someone out there in the chat, someone tell me what the score was for. No way, really? Holy crap. Wow. The Spurs were up by like a gazillion points in the second quarter. Holy smokes. Oh, wow. New York must have gone. Damn. Wow. Are you serious? Jeez. Well, the Spurs are obviously showing their youth. They're up by so much in the second quarter. It looked like it was a cakewalk. Damn. These playoffs, like NBA and NHL, have been absolutely nuts. It's been crazy. All right, here we go. Box number 4. All right, Lane Hudson for Montreal, Zane Parekh for Calgary, and a Ryan Strome silver outburst for Anaheim. Valerie Nikushin for the Colorado Avalanche, Young Guns for Ottawa, Stephen Halliday, and a Dylan Ginther for Utah. Biggest comeback in NBA's down by 29. Wow. I thought they were down by more than that. I thought they were down like 30 plus, but hey, that's crazy. That is wild for sure. Dalibor Dvorsky for St. Louis, Alexander Barkov for Florida, and we got a clear cut for Team Finland, Mikael Granlund. I believe that's San Jose, Mikael Granlund. I will double check, but I believe that's San Jose. Or Anaheim, one of the two. We'll double check. All right, Nazem Kadri for the Calgary Flames, Adam Engstrom, Young Guns for the Montreal Canadiens, Jordan Kyrou for the St. Louis Blues. Dang, I didn't see that. Honestly, I thought it was over, so I stopped watching. I'm like, okay, that's done. 2-2. That's it. Go move on to game 5. Connor McDavid for the Edmonton Oilers, Artem Lashunov for the Chicago Blackhawks, Matthew Wood for Nashville. Oliver Moore for Chicago, and Braden Bowman, Young Guns for the Vegas Golden Knights. Oliver Moore for Chicago. That was a double Oliver Moore pack. Ducks. All right, Ducks. Got it. Yeah, I figure it's one of the California teams. Oh yeah, he was traded to San Jose, was he not? Or something like that before, and then I don't know. I forgot now. But yeah, he's for Anaheim. That's right. Okay. So that Mikael Granlund's going to Anaheim Ducks. All right, Joaquin Kamel for the Nashville Predators. Oliver Moore for the Chicago Blackhawks. And a play. I swear to God, I don't understand. I really don't. How do you figure this is a playoff photo variation without looking in the back? How do you know? Playoff photo variation, New Jersey, Timo Meyer. Jeez. Were they even in the playoffs last year? Oh yeah, they were last year. It's just this year they weren't. God. All right. Beckett Seneca, number 1 draft for the Anaheim Ducks. Noah Ostlund, rookie reflections for Buffalo. Victor Hedman for Tampa Bay. I swear to God, they're gonna make it hard for everyone that does these flagship breaks. Nico Hischier for the New Jersey Devils. Brandon Montour for Seattle. A speckled Austin Matthews for Toronto. Here we go. Beckett Seneca, Young Guns for Anaheim Ducks. Gabe Perreault for the New York Rangers. And a Philip Roenick right over here for Vancouver. Yeah, seriously, if you don't know that it's 3 hits per pack, then yeah. But then some packs only have 2 hits, and then you're like forced to look back. Like, are you sure you didn't miss anything? All right, Sidney Crosby for Pittsburgh, Zane Parekh for Calgary, and a level 2 nice hit for San Jose. Number 34 out of 499, level 2 rookie premier of Sam Dickinson, going to Jatinder and the San Jose Sharks. All right. And our last hits, Sean Monahan for Columbus, Carson Lambos for the Minnesota Wild, Young Guns, and an Adrian Kempe for the LA Kings. There we go. That was box number 4. All right, sleeve and top load these ones, and we move on to box 5. Wow, I'm still amazed by that score. I can't believe the Knicks came back. Jeez. Finals, yeah, both NBA and NHL finals have been really good this year. And now it's a best out of 3 between Vegas and Carolina. Sorry, Vilander, gotta put you down. Well, flip. Thank goodness for a top loader. There we go. There we go. All right, here we go. Box number 5. Still hoping we hit one of those jersey cards, even if it's just a jersey card. Some of the people asking price for those jersey cards, no auto, just the jersey card, the debut jersey cards are crazy. Some people are asking for crazy amount of money, But I get it. They're hard to hit, but I mean, asking for like 1,000 plus for a jersey, just a jersey card, that's just insane to me. Who do I know? Who knows? I don't know. Sometimes I don't know this market. So hopefully we can put a jersey card or a patch. Oh my god, a black patch would be insane. Another acetate would be nice after hitting that Beckett Seneca. So far, it's been a bit pedestrian, this case. And we're 5 boxes in. This is box number 5. So still waiting for the case to get better. All right, here we go. Box number 5. Good luck. All right. Brock Faber for the Minnesota Wild. Z Buium for the Minnesota Wild. And a Igor Sharangovich for Calgary. Silver Outburst. Jesper Bratt for the New Jersey Devils. Young Guns of Jonathan Asperot for Boston. Leon Draisaitl for the Edmonton Oilers. Really Koivunen for the Pittsburgh Penguins. John Carlson for the Washington Capitals. And we got a black and white Young Gun canvas going to the Pittsburgh Penguins, Sergei Mirashov. That is going to Lee Dawson and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Anton Lundell for the Florida Panthers. We got a Young Guns of Trevor Kuntar for the Buffalo Sabres. And a canvas of Zach Hyman for the Edmonton Oilers. Mitch Marner for the Vegas Golden Knights. Brady Tkachuk for Ottawa. Michael Bisa, Blue Dazzlers for San Jose. Cam Lund for the San Jose Sharks. Xavier Bourgaard for the Ottawa Senators, Young Guns. And a Yanni Nyman for the Seattle Kraken. Beckett Seneca for the Anaheim Ducks. Ivan Demidov for the Montreal Canadiens. Oh, nice. Level 1. 158 out of 999. Level 1 rookie premieres of Ivan Demidov going to the Montreal Canadiens. James Paul and the Montreal Canadiens. 158 out of 999. Nice hit for Montreal. There we go. Numbered card for Demidov. We'll take that. Young Guns of Tristan Nielsen for the Colorado Avalanche. Cam Lund for the San Jose Sharks. And a Sam Bennett for Florida. Logan Cooley for the Utah Mammoth. Sam Renzel for Chicago. Michael Misa speckled for the San Jose Sharks. Daniil Butt, Young Guns for the Utah Mammoth. Berkeley Catton, rookie reflections for the Kraken. And an Elias Sorokin for the New York Islanders. All right. Last stack of box number 5. Anze Kopitar for the LA Kings. Seth Jarvis for the Carolina Hurricanes. And 193 out of 199, we got a red Understood the assignment of Frank Nazar for Chicago. Greg Plotnikov continues getting hits. 193 out of 199. Nice jersey match on that red, too. Nikita Kucherov for Tampa Bay. Artem Lashunov, first round draft for Chicago. And Cam Fowler for the St. Louis Blues. All right, there we go. Box number 5. All right, sleeve and top load these, and then we'll move on to box number 6. Ronald, I don't know when you commented on YouTube. I just saw your comment now. How's it going? Hope you're doing well over there on YouTube. My Facebook chat is right beside me, right in front of me to my right, but then my YouTube chat is farther to my right, so I gotta turn my head and see it. So definitely missed that comment if that was a while ago, Richard. Sorry about that. All right. Actually, take off the Drouin. Put the Schaefer up here. There we go. Demidov. All right. There we go. All right. Box number 6. We are almost halfway through. Empty box. All right. Stack these up and then see what we have inside. All right, there we go. All right, let's see what we got. All right, Charlie McAvoy for the Boston Bruins. Beckett Seneca for Anaheim. Ooh, nice. Wish it was Cale Makar, but oh well. We'll take Taylor Makar. Young Guns for the Colorado Avalanche. Silver Outburst going to Human in the Colorado Avalanche. Alexis Lafreniere for the New York Rangers. Young Guns for Tampa Bay. Maxime Groshev. And a Zeev Buium for the Minnesota Wild. Gabe Vilardi for the Winnipeg Jets. Zane Parekh, #1 draft for Calgary. Nice hit for Vancouver. Young gun canvas of Tom Wielander. Bryce with the Vancouver Canucks. Nice hit. Kyle Connor for the Winnipeg Jets. Mark Stone for the Vegas Golden Knights. And Lucas Dostal, Dazzlers for Anaheim. Ivan Demidov for the Montreal Canadiens. Also for Montreal, Jared Davidson, Young Guns. And another Ivan Demidov, all-Canadian pack. Zach Hyman for the Edmonton Oilers. Ryan Leonard for the Washington Capitals. And a black and white canvas of Nikita Zadorov for the Boston Bruins. We got Artem Lashunov for the Chicago Blackhawks. This one's for Calgary. Dustin Wolf, Pros and Prospects. And I'm guessing this is an outdoor variation. Yes, it is. Outdoor photo variations for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Jake Christensen. Denver Barkey, Young Guns for the Philadelphia Flyers. Dalibor Dvorsky for the St. Louis Blues. Ryan McLeod for the Buffalo Sabres. Elias Pettersson for the Canucks. Miro Heiskanen for the Dallas Stars. A speckled power play rookies of Ryan Leonard for Washington. Nice hit. Jacob Fowler, Young Guns for the Montreal Canadiens. Billy Koivunen for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Garnet Hathaway for the Flyers. Austin Matthews for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Charlie McAvoy for the Boston Bruins. And we got a UD exclusives for Team USA, number 85 out of 100, Jack Eichel. This one is going to go to the Vegas Golden Knights. Going to Rylan. How is this not outdoor photo variation? It's just a regular base card. I don't get it. I don't get it. All right. Travis Konechny for the Philadelphia Flyers. Also for the Flyers, Ty Murchison, Young Guns, and a Brady Shea for the Nashville Predators. And that is it for box number 6. Okay, all right. Sleeve and top load these. right. We'll take the Fowler. We'll put the Fowler up. There we go. All right, box 7. Here we go. Good luck. All right, empty box. Well, recycling box is full of extended boxes. All right, there you go. All right, box number 7. Here we go. All right, Philip Gustafson for the Minnesota Wild. We have a clear cut coming. Anze Kopitar for the LA Kings. And a clear cut of Pius Suter for the St. Louis Blues. Or Pius Suter. Alex Tuck for the Buffalo Sabres. Jimmy Snuggerud, number 1 draft for St. Louis. Dylan Larkin for Detroit. Matt Zuccarello for the Minnesota Wild. Elias Salamanson for the Winnipeg Jets, Young Guns. Elias Lindholm for the Boston Bruins. Cole Caulfield for Montreal. Matthew Schaefer for the New York Islanders. Easton Cowan for the Toronto. Yeah, Easton Cowan for Toronto. Berkeley Catton for Seattle. Sergei Miroshov, Young Guns for Pittsburgh. Jimmy Snuggerud for the St. Louis Blues. Sidney Crosby for Pittsburgh. Jimmy Snuggerud for St. Louis Blues. Kevin Lankinen, Silver Outburst for Vancouver. Noah Ostlund for Buffalo. John Tavares for Edmonton. And a deluxe 231 out of 250 Mario Ferraro for the San Jose Sharks. Connor Clattenburg, Young Guns for the Edmonton Oilers. Z Bullion for the Minnesota Wild. Anze Kopitar for the LA Kings. Canvas. Mackenzie Blackwood for the Colorado Avalanche. Nikita Kucherov for Tampa Bay. Adam Fantilli, Speckled Sizzle Reel for Columbus. Nate Danielson, Young Guns for the Detroit Red Wings. Zane Parekh for the Calgary Flames. Nice hit for San Jose. We got a Young Gun canvas of Michael Misa. Michael Misa going to Jetinder and the San Jose Sharks. Nice hit for San Jose. Leon Draisaitl for the Edmonton Oilers. Mikko Rantanen for the Dallas Stars. And 1722 out of 1999, Beckett Seneca. Rookie update. We'll sleeve and top load that one. All right. Sidney Crosby for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Number 1 draft, Ivan Demidov for the Montreal Canadiens. And Patrick Kane for the Detroit Red Wings. All right, that was it for box number 7. Moving on to box number 8. All right. Sleeve and top load these ones. All right. All right, let's put the Michael Misa somewhere here. Take down the Frank Nazar. There we go. All right, there we go. Moving on to box number 8. We're getting there. We are getting there. All right, empty box. This was the kind of thick box here, guys. So let's make sure we got our number 1 packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, we got our packs. Okay. I was hoping this was thicker just because there was a jersey card, but it looks like it's just one pack did not have 3, or one column did not have 3 packs in it. So psyched out on that one. But maybe that still means there's something huge in this box. Who knows? Sorry, guys. My bandage actually just came. 1 second. Just gonna fix that up there. There we go. All right, there we go. All right, here we go. Box number, what are we on? Box number 8. All right, Bo Horvat for the New York Islanders, Arlen Lashunov for the Chicago Blackhawks, and a Brady Tkachuk for Team USA Silver Outburst. That is going to go to Ottawa. Seth Jarvis for Carolina, Elias Salomanson, Young Guns for Winnipeg, and an Adrian Kempe for the LA Kings. Brandon Hagel for the Tampa Bay Lightning, Alexander Nikishin for the Carolina Hurricanes, black and white canvas of Alexander Romanov for the New York Islanders. Alexander Nikishin for Carolina, Leon Draisaitl for the Edmonton Oilers, and we got a UD exclusives going to Nashville, Nicholas Hague, 18 out of 100. Matthew Wood for the Nashville Predators, Alexander Romanov for the New York Islanders. Oh, okay, hang on a second. There it is. There we go. Our second, Nate Danielson for the Detroit Red Wings, Young Guns. Igor Shesterkin for the New York Rangers, Joaquin Kamel for the Nashville Predators, and a outdoor photo variant, Denton Matvichuk for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Alex Ovechkin for the Vegas Golden Knights, Washington Capitals. Ivan Demidov, number 1 draft for the Montreal Canadiens, second one. Chris Kreider for the Anaheim Ducks. Braden Point for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Quinn Hughes for the Vancouver Canucks. Mark Scheifele for the Winnipeg Jets, Blue Dazzlers. Brady Martin for the Nashville Predators. Connor Clattenburg, Young Guns for Edmonton. Ryan Leonard for the Washington Capitals. Xavier Bogaert, Young Guns for the Ottawa Senators. Joaquin Kamel for the Nashville Predators. Young Gun Canvas going to the San Jose Sharks, Igor Chernyshov. Going to Jet Tinder. Connor Bedard for Chicago. Kyle Connor for the Winnipeg Jets. And now in 1999, Ryan Green, rookie update for Chicago. All right, our last hits. Leo Carlson for the Anaheim Ducks. Jonathan Asperot for Boston, and Nikita Zadorov also for Boston. All right, that was box number 8. Moving on to box number 9. So far, I have to say it's been a so-so case. We need this case to pick up. The Michael Misa Young Gun Canvas is a nice one for sure. The Demidov out in $9.99 is also a nice one, but we definitely need to see something big, something bigger. Hopefully it comes in these last 4 boxes. Still looking for hopefully a numbered Young Gun or even a clear-cut Young Gun. We did get a Silver Outburst Young Gun of Makar, Taylor Makar. But that's pretty much it. So hopefully we get something decent in the next 4 boxes. Yeah, we need some fire, Norman. I agree. We totally need fire. So far, it's just been quiet comparing to the first 2 cases that we opened. Yeah. But we still got 4 boxes left, so hopefully it redeems itself. But yeah, we need to get going. We definitely need to get going. All right, box number 9. Box number 9. Yeah, or acetate young gun. you know a thing or two about that, Greg, right? I really want to hit those jerseys, though. I mean, this is the last case that we're gonna open in this group. It would be nice to get a jersey card. That'd be pretty sweet. That'd be a nice way to kind of cap off our extended run here. 3 cases, which is awesome. I appreciate you guys for filling these up. The 3 cases. We usually do 1, sometimes 2 when it comes to flagship, but 3, it's pretty good. Back's a bit sore. Definitely have a ton of shipping that I gotta get to in the upcoming coming few days. So there's gonna be no breaks next week, other than maybe the odd Pokemon break. But yeah, the next hockey break is SPA. So, and that's in the 24th. So it gives us a couple weeks to catch up on everything. Hang on, Dennis. I gotta say, it says see more. Buddy opened 2 boxes. Misa Count and a Cowan Young Gun Canvas. Young Gun High Gloss. Day with the Cup. Clear Cut. Wow. And a foul. That's just 2 boxes? Jeez. Nice 2 boxes. Funny, I never hit Day with the Cup in any of these flagship boxes. For this extended, I hit 2, 1 in each case. I thought that was odd. All right, here we go. Box number 9. Good luck. Bo Horvat. Jeez, again, for the New York Islanders. Artem Lashunov, was that right behind him too? For the Chicago Blackhawks. It wasn't this outburst, though. Jeff Skinner for the San Jose Sharks. 2 boxes. Wow. Who chose the boxes? Seth Jarvis for the Carolina Hurricanes. Taylor McCarr for Colorado Young Guns. And Adrian Kempe for the LA Kings. Brendan Hagel for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Alexander Nikishin for Carolina. And we got a awesome Holo FX of Jimmy Snuggerud for the St. Louis Blues. Alex Ovechkin for the Washington Capitals. Also for Washington, Bogdan Turaniev, Young Guns. Oh, nice. There we go. Young Gun Canvas for the New York Islanders, Matthew Schaefer. There we go. We'll take that. Steve Scholes. I hope I said that right. There you go. We got a Young Gun Canvas of Matthew Schaefer. Oh, ordered online. Wow. Good for him. Lucky him. There we go. That's what we're talking about. That is what we're talking about. All right. We'll take that. Nice hit, Steve. I'm not sure if you're watching. Heating up. Starting to heat up. What else can this box give us? Braden Point for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Quit Hughes for the Vancouver Canucks. Matthew Knies for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Brady Martin for the Nashville Predators. Also for Nashville, Reed Schaefer, another Schaefer. This one's going to Nashville. Ryan Leonard for the Washington Capitals. Alexander Nikishin for the Carolina Hurricanes. Oh, wow. Leon Draisaitl for Edmonton Oilers. And 692 out of 1999, Michael Misa. I mean, it's out in 1999, but it's still Michael Misa. That is going to San Jose. Berkeley Catton, number 1 draft for Seattle. Matthew Wood for the Nashville Predators. Thomas Novak for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Igor Shesterkin for the New York Rangers. Joaquin Kamel for the Nashville Predators. Pink Dazzlers, Matthew Wood, also for Nashville. Nashville's doing all right. Dylan Callow. There we go. Finally, Zeev Buium for the Vancouver Canucks. Young Guns. Took him a while to show up. Joaquin Kamel for the Nashville Predators. And a Marco Rossi for the Minnesota Wild. Canvas. Connor Bedard for the Chicago Blackhawks. Kyle Connor for the Winnipeg Jets. And number 246 out of 333. We have a gold UD3 of Brady Tkachuk going to Derek Smith and the Ottawa Senators. Leo Carlson for the Anaheim Ducks. We have a Young Gun checklist for Anaheim and Seattle. This will be a random. Anaheim is Gordon. Actually, no, it will not be a random because Gordon owns both. So there you go. Young Gun canvas for Anaheim and Seattle. Seneca and Catton. Mikko Rantanen for the Dallas Stars. And there should be one more hit. Or was that a 2-hit pack? No, that was a 2-hit pack. Of course. 2-hit pack on the end there. Let's double check, make sure. Yep, 2-hit pack. All right, there you go. That was box number 9. Moving on to box number 10. Finally, a Zeev Buium showed up. Oh, jeez. Keep that to yourself, Samuel. All right. All right, moving on to box 10. 3 more boxes to go. We are almost there at the finish line, guys, but hopefully we get more. That was a nice Matthew Schaefer Young Gun canvas, but we need, hopefully we can get something more. Hopefully a clear-cut Young Gun or a Young Gun exclusive, Young Gun Deluxe, acetate Young Gun. Red Outburst. We had 2 red outbursts, 1 in each case. It'd be nice if we get a second one or even a gold outburst. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Cane loose. Hoping to see a thickie so we can see a jersey, but it doesn't look like it. Not in this box, at least. Nope. All right. Moving on, box number 10. Here we go. All right, John Tavares for the Leafs. Travis Konechny for the Flyers. And a clear cut of Brock Besser for the Vancouver Canucks. Connor McDavid for the Edmonton Oilers. Brogan Turnriev for the Washington Capitals. And a Beckett Seneca for the Anaheim Ducks. Z Bouillon for the Minnesota Wild. Yanni Neiman for Seattle. Noah Ostlund, 344 out in 1999. Rookie update for Buffalo. Sebastian Aho for the Carolina Hurricanes. Nathan McKinnon for Colorado. Alex Sandin Pelika Dazzlers for Detroit. That is a blue Dazzler. Jimmy Snuggerud for the St. Louis Blues. Berkeley Catton, #1 draft for Seattle. Nate Danielson for the Red Wings. Alex Ovechkin for the Washington Capitals. Tage Thompson for Buffalo. Also for Buffalo, silver outburst of Jason Zucker. Our second Zeev Bouillon coming out in droves now. There you go. For the Vancouver Canucks, Young Guns. Colton Dach for the Chicago Blackhawks. UPL for Buffalo. Lucas Raymond for the Detroit Red Wings. We got Jack Eichel for the Vegas Golden Knights. And then Elias Pettersson speckled for Vancouver. Understood the assignment. William Nylander for Toronto. We got a Young Gun checklist of Catton and Seneca that is going to Gordon. Wow, San Jose. Another Young Gun canvas, Sam Dickinson for the San Jose Sharks. Going to Jatinder. Thomas Milic, Young Guns for the Winnipeg Jets. Ryan Green for the Chicago Blackhawks. Jacob Markstrom, canvas for New Jersey. Quit Hughes for the Vancouver Canucks, all-world team. Sam Reinhart for the Florida Panthers. And, nice hit for St. Louis. Number 82 out of 250. We have a gold pros and prospects of Jimmy Snuggerud. Lee Dawson with the St. Louis Blues. All right, Steven Stamkos for the Nashville Predators. For the St. Louis Blues, Otto Stenberg for the St. Louis Blues, and a Vladislav Gavrikov for the New York Rangers. All right. That was box 10. 2 more boxes to go. There we go. 2 more boxes to go. Still think we're looking for something big, although the Matthew Schaefer, obviously the Young Gun canvas is pretty nice, but I feel like there's still something more to be had in this case. And we got 2 more boxes to go. It's going to make us wait till the end. All right, moving on to box number 11. Box 11. Good luck. All right, here we go. Doesn't look like there's a jersey card in here either, unfortunately. All right. There we go. Box number 11. Good luck. Matt Duchene for the Dallas Stars. Zach Werenski for Columbus. There we go. Another silver outburst young gun. This one's going to the Utah Mammoth. Daniil Butt. Dennis Ho. There you go. You got a silver outburst young gun. I have no idea if Daniil is a good player or not. All right, Brock Besser for the Vancouver Canucks. Young Guns for Buffalo, Trevin Kuntar. And a Michael Misa for the San Jose Sharks. Gabe Perreault for the New York Rangers. Jesper Bratt for the New Jersey Devils. Nice. Matthew Schaefer, Hollow FX for the New York Islanders. We'll sleeve and top load that one. Quentin Byfield for the LA Kings. Number 1 draft of Artem Lashunov for Chicago. And Jesperi Kotkaniemi for the Carolina Hurricanes. David Pastrnak for the Boston Bruins. Nico Hischier for the New Jersey Devils. Nick Suzuki, Blue Dazzlers for the Canadiens. Matthew Wood for the Nashville Predators. Tristan Nielsen, Young Guns for Colorado. Braden Martin for Nashville, not the Carolina Hurricanes. I guess that's an error throughout, not just one card. Ryan Green for the Chicago. Easton Cowan for Toronto. And we got a level 1 out of 999, 610 out of 999. Alexander Nikishin for the Carolina Hurricanes. Going to Jason Heflin. Daniil Butt, Young Guns for the Utah Mammoth. Easton Cowan for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Nazem Kadri for the Chicago for the Calgary Flames. Tage Thompson for Buffalo. Michael Misa. Wow. Michael Misa is everywhere in this case. For the San Jose Sharks. And going to the Vancouver Canucks, swagnificant Brock Besser. Wearing his snazzy, what's that? Pine green suit. There you go. Bryce. I think I know someone who would take this card off you if you actually want to give it up. But there you go. For the Vancouver Canucks, Brock Besser. Make him pay for it. Reed Schaefer for the Nashville Predators, Young Guns. Beckett Seneca for the Anaheim Ducks. Yaroslav Askarov for San Jose. All right, last stack of box 11. Matthew Tkachuk for the Florida Panthers. Alex Ovechkin for the Washington Capitals. And we got a deluxe 45 out of 250. Victor Arvidsson for the Boston Bruins. Our deluxe and exclusives have not been so good today. Clayton Keller for the Utah Mammoth. Taylor McCarr for the Colorado Avalanche, Young Guns. And Connor Hellebuck for the Winnipeg Jets. All right, there we go. That was box 11. Now we move on to our last box, box number 12. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. Really appreciate it. If you've been here from the start, thank you so much. We are down to our last box. All right, we'll just sleeve and top load these, and then we will move on to our last box of the break, box number 12. Hoping we hit something good. In terms of upcoming breaks, I don't think there'll be any coming up this week. This will be our last case of extended. I may get some loose boxes and may run a young gun chase or young gun hunt. Also, I might not because I got a lot of shipping that I gotta get through first. So I think the goal right now is to make sure everything gets shipped off in due order so that when SPA comes on the 24th, we start fresh. If you are into Pokemon, we may run a Pokemon break next week. It would be a small one. It would be like booster bundles or something, nothing huge. I know the last one that we tried to put up didn't fill. It was a price point was probably a little too high. $70 for a break doesn't really work. So I think we're just gonna do rip and chips instead. That's what we're gonna focus on with Pokemon. So look for Pokemon rip and chips next week with booster bundles. We got a bunch of booster bundles coming in. So stay tuned for that. That will be probably the only thing we will post, just those quick booster bundles, quick rip and chips, because I know some people like to be greedy and try to win the whole booster for themselves instead of like trying to just take one spot into an energy break. So that's what we'll do next week. In the meantime, I will make sure I'll get everything all packed up and shipped out early next week so you get your cards as soon as possible. If you are local, let me know. We can always work out a drop off, whether it's at Wiser's or Hobby Box or anywhere around town. We can always meet up at some point. Greg Plotnikov already has his acetate that he hit last break. Probably has it framed. This break was a little more spread out. Last break was all Anaheim. This one seems to be more spread out, although San Jose's been hitting a bit more. Let's see what this last box gives us, guys. Thanks again for the support. I really appreciate it. You guys make this group run, so I really appreciate all the support you give us. Like I said before, we did 3 cases of this, which is more than what we usually do for flagship. So thank you so much for joining these breaks. All right, let's see if you could finish extended off with a bang. Here we go. Last box of the break. Good luck. Here we go. All right, we got Brock Faber for the Minnesota Wild, Z Bouillon for the Minnesota Wild, and a Jonathan Berggren silver outbursts for the Detroit Red Wings. Jesper Bratt for the New Jersey Devils. Florian Jackeye for the Montreal Canadiens, and Leon Draisaitl for the Edmonton Oilers. We're just going to do rip and chips next week, Richard. I think that's what we're going to do instead of Pokemon breaks. We're just going to do some rip and chips with some booster bundles. So that's the plan for Pokemon right now. Ooh, could that be an acetate? Oh boy, okay, we have an acetate. I think we have an acetate. I'm going to leave that. Screw it. We're going to do it now. Okay, we're going to do this now. I believe we have an acetate coming up. Or is that a clear cut? Oh, no, it's just a clear cut. It's not an acetate, but it is a clear cut young gun. So here we go. Clear cut young gun coming up. So we got Ville Koivunen for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I wish it was an acetate. Then that opens all the rookies up. Now we're just stuck with the whatchamacallit, with the extended young guns. So hopefully this is someone big. Here we go. John Carlson for the Washington Capitals. And our young, oh wow, going to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Young gun clear cut of Sergei Miroshov going to Pittsburgh. Wow. That is going to Lee Dawson. Lee Dawson with the Sergei Miroshov. Clear cut young gun. Well, there goes that clear cut young gun. Thought that was going to be a acetate at the start, but no. Hey, Dylan. Anton Lundell for the Florida Panthers. Jack Devine for the Florida Panthers. Young Guns. And a Rasmus Sandin for the Washington Capitals. You got a couple Nate Danielson Young Guns for Detroit, Dylan. Mitch Marner for the Vegas Golden Knights. We got Brady Tkachuk for the Ottawa Senators and Quit Hughes for the Vancouver Canucks, Blue Dazzlers. Cam Lund for the San Jose Sharks. Vyacheslav Butiets for the Anaheim Ducks, Young Guns. And a Yanni Nyman for the Seattle Kraken. Did I get any wood? That's kind of a personal question. Nothing big with Matthew Wood. Beckett Seneca for the Anaheim Ducks. Ivan Demidov for the Montreal Canadiens. And a deluxe going to Team USA, number 31 out of 250. Adam Fox. This will go to the New York Rangers. Adam Fox. Would have been nice if that was McDavid. Then it would actually be worth something. Our second, Tom Wielander. Vancouver did well in this break, going to the Vancouver Canucks. Cam Lund for the San Jose Sharks. Terry Sawchuk, retired canvas, going to Dylan and Detroit. You said that on purpose, right? You threw up the softball. I just had to hit it out of the park. Logan Cooley for the Utah Mammoth. Sam Renzel for the Chicago Blackhawks. Hey, we're another day with the cup. Are they one per case now? Day with the cup. Mackie Samoskevich going to Koltov and the Florida Panthers. Sawchuk is nice. It definitely is nice. All right, guys. Last stack. Last chance at glory. Let's go. Sergei Miroshov. Pittsburgh doing well, too. Sergei Miroshov for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Young Guns. Berkeley Catton for the Seattle Kraken. Seth Jarvis for the Carolina Hurricanes. All right, let's finish this off. Anze Kopitar for the LA Kings. Oh, there you go. Oh, does she? Really? Samoskevic's sister plays for the Golden Knights. Had no idea. Kopitar for the Kings. Seth Jarvis for the Carolina Hurricanes. And we got another red. 174 out of 199. Another jersey match. Nazem Kadri going to the Calgary Flames. Gordon. Nikita Kucherov for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Jimmy Snuggerud for the St. Louis Blues, number 1 draft. And last card of the break is going to the New Jersey Devils, Jesper Bratt. Canvas. All right, that is the break. I will sleeve and top load these, and we will quickly do a recap for those of you who do not want to watch the whole video or just coming in late. And that is it for extended. Thanks, guys, for filling that up. Unfortunately, this was even with the Matthew Schaefer Young Gun. I would say this is probably the weaker of the 3 cases. Maybe the Young Gun canvas of Schaefer kind of ties it with the first case, but definitely that second case with the Seneca outburst was insane. So, I mean, that trumps everything. That second case was definitely the best case out of all the cases that we had. All right. Just going to top load these, and then we'll do a recap of the break. Basically, we will just go through. I won't go through every single Young Gun that we hit, every top loaded card. I will just go through the numbered cards and others that are on the stand. What time are you going to break tomorrow, Dylan? I'll see if I can watch live. I haven't hit. It would be nice to hit a Messi. Definitely. All right, let's do a quick recap of the cards, the numbered cards, the numbered hits, the numbered Young Guns. I don't think we got any numbered Young Guns, but the bigger Young Guns. Here we go. So out of 250, we got Victor Arvidsson for Boston. Swagnificant Brock Besser for the Vancouver Canucks. I don't know why Daniel Butt's there, but there you go. Alexander Nikishin, level 1 out of 999. Matthew Schaefer, Hollow FX for the Islanders. Daniel Butt, Silver Outburst for the Utah Mammoth. 530-ish. Okay, cool. I know Dylan has his soccer group that he breaks in. It's what's the name of the group again, Dylan? Canada Soccer Cards or Soccer Cards Canada, something like that. Dylan will drop a link. Go for it. Out of 250, we have a gold pros and prospects of Jimmy Snuggerud. Out of 1999, Michael Misa for San Jose. Out of 333, Brady Tkachuk for Ottawa. Out of 100, Nicholas Haag for Nashville. Out of 199, Frank Nazar. Out of 250, Mario Ferraro. Out of 1999, Beckett Seneca. We got a number 1 draft of Matthew Schaefer. Out of 100, Jack Eichel for Team USA. Not sure why he's there, but there you go. We got a Silver Outburst Young Gun of Taylor Bakar for Colorado. Out of 250, Jonathan Drouin. Out of 199, Nazem Kadri. And we got a clear-cut Young Gun of Sergei Mirashov for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Also here on the stands, out of 199, we got a rookie update red of Colton Dach for Chicago. We got our Berkeley Catton for Seattle. Beckett Seneca for Anaheim. We also got a Jacob Fowler for Montreal that wasn't on the stands. Ivan Demidov, number 1 draft for Montreal. We got a Sam Dickinson. San Jose had a good break. This is a Sam Dickinson level 2, 34 out of 499 for the San Jose Sharks. He also hit a Young Gun canvas of Sam Dickinson. We also hit a Young Gun canvas of Michael Misa for the San Jose Sharks. We got a level 1 Ivan Demidov, number 158 out of 999 for the Montreal Canadiens. And the big card of the break is going to the New York Islanders. Young Gun canvas of Matthew Schaefer with his broken stick. All right, guys, that is it for me. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate the support. We will definitely try to get this out to you by next week. I got a lot of shipping that I got to do, so there will be not many breaks posted this week, but we do have SBA coming out on the 24th, so look forward to that. That's going to be big, June 24th. Yeah, Trilogy is so much better as an insert. So much better as an insert. Like 100 times better than its own product. Being in an extended, it really makes Trilogy actually look really good. So you're welcome, Joe. Thanks again for joining. I really appreciate it. Sorry, I couldn't really hit anything big with Edmonton, but you did get a bunch of McDavid inserts, so that's good. So there you go. All right, guys, that is it for me. I hope you have a good rest of the night. Thanks for staying up late, and I will talk to you soon.